Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shout from the Heart. No, I'm not wearing contacts, so let's just get that question out of the way. Glasses broke earlier this week. We're in the process of trying to fix them as we speak. After the podcast is off the air and over with, we'll get right back on that. But for this week, no glasses. And there you go. That's the answer to one of your questions. If y'all were going to ask, where's the glasses? Where's the glasses? So I just basically answered your questions. Stream us on YouTube, Isaiah Pfeiffer. That's my YouTube page. Also on TikTok. This is Isaiah's mom's TikTok. So follow me there. We're going to talk about something that my mom can relate to. Two things she can relate to. In the wake of the anniversary of the famous hit song No Scrubs that came out when I was a baby, this is mom's favorite group, TLC. One of the artists in the group, t-boz, is recovering from abdominal blockage. Mom, can you explain to the audience what abdominal blockage is?
It could be a number of things that are in her intestines that could be blocking. It could be polyps, it could be stool, but I noticed they haven't said anything, but your aunt had blockage and it was cancerous, so all those things can take into play, but it's something blocking her intestines, so that's probably what's going on. She's probably not eating as much and just sick.
Yes. So apparently a lot of fans are just upset about it. Some fans are saying, oh, she's faking, she'll be alright, get over it type of thing. And then there's other fans that are just really genuinely concerned for t-boz and the family of her. She has announced to the fans on an on-air interview during the Breakfast Club that she is retiring from touring and opened up a little bit more about the procedure that happened. She had an emergency procedure done for that. She's resting comfortably at home, but she did announce her retirement from touring. And you guys got to realize that musicians are people too. You know, the musicians that you see or saw when you were growing up, they're getting older. You know, they got health issues that they deal with every single day, just like any other human being. So we got to recognize that as human beings. If you have somebody that's dealing with that issue or anything mental health or physical health wise, don't poke fun at it, and don't just say, oh, it's faking, it's not as serious, it's this, that, and the third. No, don't do that, because what that does, it just causes a lot of drama, and we don't need all that. The world be a much better place if we just focus on what we got going on and pray for the people. Thank you. And pray for the people that's going through this. I pray for her because she wrote that song. Like, she wrote majority of that song, Mom. Did she not? No Scrubs?
You don't know. I just danced to it.
Well, I know. I was just asking you because you a huge TLC fan, so I was.
I like Left Eye.
Oh,
she's gone.
Oh, yeah, I liked her too. But t-boz, I thought she wrote most of their stuff. I don't know. I figured I'd ask you because you're a huge TLC fan, but either that or they wrote collectively, but I figured I'd ask you because you're more of a TLC fan than anybody in the house. You had their first album. You had the whole album with No Scrubs on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you used to blast that. I'd be like, can I listen to Chocolate Factory? He's like, not until I listen to my TLC stuff. But there's one thing outside of R. Kelly we agreed on. Ja Rule.
Yep.
Ja Rule. We had that album, Last Temptation. Bobby Brown was getting it in the video. I know y'all get it. They was hype, man. I'm about like that comedian I saw on Facebook. Y'all done turned y'all back on Ja Rule. Y'all know that. Y'all know y'all had that song, Always There When You Call, but I'm always on time. You know you like that song. Then when In the Club came out, y'all just turned y'all back on Ja Rule. But I digress off of that. We move on from music and the health world to sports. Something that had happened last night. A couple of things that happened last night. I'm going to get to the main thing that happened last night because our game, and I'm going to get to our game, Wake Forest game here, that was not broadcast on national TV per se. That was broadcasted on ACC Network Extra, which is an extension of the ACC network, which you have to use through your cable provider and through ESPN app or ESPN Plus, rather, But aside from all that, Deion Sanders got his first win, redeemed himself from a lackluster season, which, we did a lot of recruiting. He came out and said 31-26 was the final score against North Dakota. And he said, and I quote, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, "We're happy with the win, but I'm not happy because there's things that we need to clean up. There's things on the defensive side we need to clean up. There's things on the offensive side we need to clean up. Shador was trying to be a hero, and that's part of his character. But I talked to him, and I'm paraphrasing all of this again. I talked to him and let him know, hey, sometimes you're going to have to make the smart play. You can't be a hero all the time and try to go for something." So I got on him, and, and other players spoke out and said something along those lines as well, similar to those lines. And because I watched the press conference this morning, I didn't sit up and watch the whole thing last night. I watched the game, but I didn't watch the whole press conference last night. But I saw up until he got down from the podium and Shador Sanders and all the rest of the players came up to the podium and spoke. Mom, you watched the game up until the third quarter, fourth quarter maybe. What was your assessment of how the Colorado Buffaloes are going to do this year? I know it's just only one game. But
they offensive. I think they are gelling together, of course. But defense, that line was getting ran over. It was not good. Like that little running back was having a field day. The quarterback was having a field day. So the last year I felt bad for the offensive line. Now this year that defensive line looks kind of crazy. But I mean, as far as Shador played his butt off. Of course I'm not his daddy and I don't know as much about football, but he played his butt off. And I think he did put the team's back on the team's back on his shoulder or shoulders on his back.
The
or
team
whatever.
on his back.
But anyway, I do think he did that, and good win. Good win.
So let me get this straight. Both of our teams, this is a good segue. Both of our teams' defense got torched in the running game and passing game.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that Wake Forest beat them Aggies 45-13. And if you're a North Carolina A&T Aggie, please comment because I'm going to do something that you're probably not going to expect. Birdman, that's my other show name, or Isaiah to do. I would talk junk. I would have. On a good season and a good team, I would have. But the fact that y'all hung with us,
for quite some time,
10-14 in the first half, and then we just pulled away in the second. The fact that y'all hung with us, y'all don't understand. North Carolina A&T is a HBCU. They don't get games like this off of television and money exposure and all that stuff. So this is huge for them. The way that they were running the ball and throwing that ball around on us, on a top defense in the ACC, that's a promise right there. That's future. Y'all have nothing to hang y'all heads on. Forget about the score. Look at what y'all did. If you can count moral victories in sports, look at what y'all did during the first half alone. We shut y'all down in the second half after making some adjustments, but name a team who just comes out the gate and does that. But 45-13. That's not bad because y'all young, y'all building. So for all the Aggies out there, I commend you for actually hanging with us. You proved that you belong in a top tier conference, and you proved also that HBCUs deserve some respect, and we shall put some respect on your name, despite the score. As far as for me goes, my assessment of the game is the same that my mom said for the Buffaloes. Offense is fine. I don't care who starts at quarterback. I like the slow mesh, but it has to be done the right way. I told Justice this behind the camera. He's behind the camera running YouTube. I told Justice this while he was watching the first 30 minutes. He went to sleep when it was 14-10. And I told him I don't like when they run it with the slow mesh because it takes time to develop and defenses have time to react and call for the blitz and pull stuff out and things of that nature. So I like it when it's executed perfectly. I don't like it when it takes time and more time to develop. But only time will tell because next week we got Virginia. So we've just been thrown from an exhibition game into the fire, so to speak, because that's a conference game. And as you know, as of last year, the conferences are no longer divided. ACC this and ACC that. No, it's the first two. If you finish first or second, that's the ones who's going to play in the championship game in December. If you don't, regardless, you better hope that you got a good enough record to get into a smaller bowl or something, because that's the only way you're going to get into the playoffs. You win your conference championship, that's an automatic. Well, I can't say that because Florida State won, and they didn't get an automatic playoff bid. They got the lesser of two evils. They got the Orange Bowl, which I don't agree with that. But
that was terrible.
That was a snub if I ever heard one as such. Now tomorrow at 12:30, and then I'll open up with questions and everything. Tomorrow at 12:30, I know it seemed like every 2 weeks we have a WWE event, but that's what it is with this new format. A certain somebody who is no longer in power because of certain allegations, not going to say his name, because, this WWE doesn't want to recognize him, even though he made WWE, his family made WWE. Anyway, that person didn't do as much as his son-in-law is doing. His son-in-law is Triple H. Paul Levesque is his real name. He was a great wrestler, 14-time world champion, and he did a lot for the sport of WWE. He did a lot for wrestling entertainment, sports entertainment. But I digress off of that. The Bash in Berlin, Germany, yay! We're going to Germany, people. We taking pay-per-views international, and I've heard through the grapevine that in 2026, maybe, we could get a WrestleMania internationally somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe internationally. I don't know. Because now they went from doing it one night to 2 nights now. But I digress. It's a World Heavyweight Championship match between the home country boy, the champion, Gunther, and Randy Orton. If Orton wins this match, he will be transferred from SmackDown to Raw, and Gunther would go to SmackDown. Now, if Gunther wins, then Randy Orton, sorry, you're just going back to where you came from. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship. I can't really call that one because I like both of them. Justice?
Cody.
Okay, we're going for Cody then, I guess. Randy Orton, we're going for Randy Orton, right?
Randy.
I don't like Gunther. I like him as a wrestler, but I don't like him like that, We have a mixed tag team match between the Terror Twins, which is Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, versus the Judgment Day, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio's son, and Liv Morgan. And you already know I'm going for Rhea Ripley and Damian.
Yeah.
I'm going for that. I don't like the way what he did with his dad. I don't like the way he did Rhea at SummerSlam. I don't like that. The way he just left her like that.
That was just wrong.
Yeah. You saw that match before you went to bed. You saw it.
Yeah, he just turned on her in the middle of the match, and that's how Liv won.
Yeah.
So he gonna get what's coming to him.
We have a strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and this time ain't no special referees in the way to get in this. We gonna fight to the finish. And sources tell me that it may lead to a Hell in a Cell match. Maybe. I'm not sure how good those sources are saying, because there's a lot of sources out there that say, oh, WWE's going to do this. No, WWE's going to do that. And then end up, so all that's Hell in a Cell match that's going to be between them, that's he say, she say. But what's going to happen tomorrow is the strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. And you know, I'm going for CM Punk. I've always been a CM Punk fan, except for when he retired, quote unquote, Jeff Hardy in 2009. I cried and stuff. I mean, Jeff Hardy ended up coming back years later, and so it's all part of the storyline, people. And the Unholy Union versus Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. I don't know too much about the Unholy Union, because the Unholy Union is still a new team, and I gotta see more than just one pay-per-view and one off here and one off there. I see Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I see them every Friday. I see them and what they're capable of and what they can do. I don't know what y'all capable of, which scares me, because I don't know what type of match I'm gonna get tomorrow. But you know, the only thing I hate about this pay-per-view so far, by looking at all these 5 matches that's on this card, is that there's no Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns. I thought
That's what we need.
That's what we need right now.
Tribal combat.
That's exactly what we need right now, Justice. That's exactly what we need.
Since he wants to be tribal chief so bad, why doesn't Roman just give him what he wants?
All right.
A shot.
Yeah. I agree. That's the only thing I dislike about the pay-per-view without seeing it. But, well, I'll put it this way. Let's reword that. Without seeing the match card, that's the only thing I don't like, because we need that match. We need Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. We need that. After what happened at SummerSlam and all that's led up to it, we need that match. But, you know, that match could happen at the next pay-per-view. But I digress with all the sports talk and everything. Next week, we're going to have me do my little rundown of the NFL stuff. My rundown of the NFL. And I will do a separate one throughout the week, too. 9 times out of 10, you can expect the same stuff that I said on that rundown throughout the week will be the same thing that I'll probably come back and say on the show. But I digress. I open up the floor to you all, the fans, because that's who makes this show possible. All right, fans. Your questions, comments, and concerns, please.
Are you going to be doing certain days for the NFL picks?
So, me and Mom are going to actually collaborate on that right now, on air, for y'all. What day do you think I should do that?
Well, we have a Monday night game, so are you going to be picking the current Monday night game, Thursday and Sunday game? So are you going to do every Monday?
Everything. I'm doing everything all throughout that week. For the first week, we got a game on Thursday. We got a game on Friday. Now, it may not be in Brazil. It may be somewhere else. But we do got a game on Friday. And when I say we, you know who I'm referring to. You can tell by looking at all of this stuff that's behind me, all that's on this table right now. You know who I'm talking about. We got games on Sunday, and we got one game on Monday night. So yes, I'm doing everything. With that being said, I'll probably have to do it on like a Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe.
Yeah,
probably like a Tuesday. Get all the schedule, and the schedule is already out, so I could just look ahead and do what I do. So yeah, about a Tuesday. Next Tuesday, you can look out for it. As far as a time, I'm not going to set a specific time.
Probably during the day.
Yeah, probably while I, give me a second, wake up, get my coffee and stuff in the morning. I'll probably be in my pajamas at that point, but it don't matter. really don't care.
Are you gonna do any live picks on live?
Yes, every Friday we will do the live picks, just like they do on TV during the NFL season. The live picks. It won't be run down, drawed out because I'll still have other things to talk about. What'll probably happen is I'll get other things to talk about, including that, and then before I get to the questions from you all, I will run down quickly the picks and who I choose and see if y'all agree or disagree. You can always comment and say you agree or disagree or whatever the case may be, and then we'll get to your questions. So that will how it will work from here on out until the Super Bowl in February. Do I have any more questions? Alrighty then. Well, I'm gonna close out in the only way I know how. Make sure you stream us on TikTok every Friday. Make sure you stream us on YouTube at the Isaiah Pfeiffer. That's my YouTube page. Every Friday, 5 o'clock. We're filming this right now. As soon as we're done filming, it goes on YouTube. So live at 5, as somebody close to me says. He's very funny in his own special way. He's funny. Good joke that I saw. Good, but But I love you all and appreciate y'all. God bless you all. Thank you for making this show almost like a year and a month now, because it was a year in August a couple weeks ago. Now August is dwindling, and now it's going to be a year and a month that this show is going strong. So I appreciate you guys, because you are responsible for making this show just as much as I am. Love you all. God bless you all. Take care.
Someone said, "Fly, Eagles, fly."
Thank you. Fly, Eagles, fly. EAGLES, Eagles. On that note, we say so long.